Hello children, mature adults, and teenagers that think they're toddlers. I'm back with an actual video now. Oh, sorry for all those covers. I know they aren't good, but they're there. Substitute for my absence. Anyways, this is another segment of mess. A lot of embarrassing things have happened since my last episode 6 months ago. I don't even know how long ago. So this is called the time I dropped my name tag. I just got back from camp the other day and it was an 8-hour long bus ride. Oh boy, wasn't that fun. But yeah, it's a pretty fun camp and there's this boy there who is staring at me. I don't do well with people staring at me because I always feel like they are judging me and they don't like me. So I just tried to ignore it. The guy there, his friend came up to me and said, "Hey, you're McKenna, right?" I'm like, I didn't question him how he found my name, but he was like, "Hey, my friend over there likes you." Why? Why? What is there? And I'm like, oh. And then he looked at his friend and was like, "Thanks." Yeah, I was like, "You got a boyfriend?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then he was like, his friend was like, "Yeah, I knew she did." And then the guy was like, "Hey, it's worth a try. She's pretty." I'm like, "Thank you." Why? The next day, I went to lunch in the cafeteria and I was sitting with my friends, and then us being the cool kids we are started having political debates. Trump against Bernie. It was me and one other friend that voted Bernie. But yeah, the others moved away so they could talk about Trump. And so me and my friend were just like, Bernie. And then we're getting Kanye, because, you know, Kanye stands. And then the guy came up to me from before, like, "Oh, is he gonna sit with us? That's cool, okay." "You dropped your name tag." I'm like, "Oh, I did," because it slipped my mind that we didn't have name tags. And then he passed me a sugar packet and I'm like, yeah. I almost started crying because I was very overwhelmed and kind of embarrassed because everyone was staring and I felt like I was being judged. So I was just like, "Oh, thank you." And then he said, I always got more sugar packets for you. And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then he walked away, and so I turned to my friend. She's just like, "No, I don't want this. If you haven't noticed, there's a huge conflict between this." And so she's just staring at me and she's like, "I'm sorry, but I ship it." And so I'm like, "I'm sorry, but I don't." So we left lunch. I went back to the cabin, face flustered red. Later that day, we were in like small groups. He's staring at me like, I feel quite objectified right now. I'm just gonna take that as a compliment. We're playing Gogglebot. It's one of my favorite games there. I'm pretty good at it. I'm standing in the back trying to, not get hit by the ball, and he's already out. He says, "Come on, McKenna, you can't just stand there and look pretty." "Oh yeah, really? You think that? Watch me." And then I just continued to stand there until it was just me and one other person. I ended up getting hit, but hey, I didn't do that bad. That guy stopped talking to me, and then he went to flirt with all my other friends. Because, I'm no one's only choice. I just gotta deal with that because, I will never be worthy. But something really awesome also happened at camp. Do any of you guys know Micah Tyler? He's the singer of a band, and he also made a viral video called Millennials. If you haven't seen that video yet, I will put the link down in the description. It's amazing. He performed at camp, and so he of course was amazing. I was walking around with my ukulele. My friend was holding it. She was like messing with it, and he and his band were like driving around campus in a golf cart. They drive up to us and they looked to my friend like, "Hey, you know how to play that thing?" And she was like, "Oh, this is hers." And she handed it to me. I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Why don't you play us something?" I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't sing. Like, oh, come on, just a little something. I'm like, oh. And then like 2 other girls that went with us, that I'm friends with. So I was finally like, okay, I will sing a song. Then I turned to my friend like, what song should I sing? She's like, do the one where you do the rapping and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. So I performed Holding On To You, 21 Pilots on ukulele, and they're like, wow, that was so good, you're so talented. Oh my goodness, thank you. I cannot sing, so I know you're lying, but thank you. And I was very happy. They all played my ukulele for me, and I'm like, oh wow, you guys are good. I was very happy all day. On the last day of camp, I was bored, so I played my ukulele and was singing. And this other guy that came with us to camp, he likes 21 Pilots. He's very cool. I was playing for this one guy because he was like, hey, you should perform. Okay. I like 21 Pilots. He's like, so I went over there and I pulled the other guy with us and he was like, hey, you should play something. I'm like, okay. And so I played We Don't Believe What's on TV. And he sang it with me and he's like, wow, you're good. You have a beautiful voice. It's like the voice of an angel. I'm like, you're lying. I know that, but thank you. But talking to me about him playing guitar and stuff, and he started drumming to some other 21 Pilots songs with me. I'm like, wow, you're Josh Dunn. I'm Tyler Joseph. So yeah. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to become a noob, and goodbye, my guys, gals, and non-binary pals. I'll see you next time I decide to put effort into my life and upload. Bye-bye.